Hello and welcome back to part 3. Now in this part we're going to start off nice and easy, but it's going to get a little complicated later. So what you want to do first is come in between bulkhead A and B and start filling in the flooring on G deck. And this is going to be a cargo hold. Now I know I said in my previous video that I was going to try and do this live, but not like live on YouTube. I meant as in voice over while I'm actually building it to make it easier. But we tried it, and to be honest, all you could hear was the sound of my keyboard, so all you would have heard was that, and that would have got irritating after a while. I've got a silent click mouse, but unfortunately not the same with my keyboard. So we've done the voiceover again afterwards. This part is longer than the previous 2 videos that we've done, but that's because we're actually going to fit quite a bit into this one. Like I said, the Fireman's passage, maybe I'm making it sound worse than it is, which might be a good thing, because if you end up doing it really easily and following along nice and easy, then that's just a bonus really, isn't it? I just personally have not been looking forward to this part, if I'm honest. Because when I built it in the original Titanic, I'll be honest, I was just winging it. I was just doing it however it fit. Not really knowing that we were going to end up doing a tutorial and I was going to actually have to properly figure it out. But I'm sure we'll be fine. I'm currently uploading these parts once a week, because we didn't get in as far in front as we wanted to. We were going to try and get about 10 parts done before the first one went on YouTube. But then, you know, Christmas and all that sort of thing, it kind of just slowed everything down. So we're playing catch up a little bit now. I'm going to try and upload one every Friday. If we end up getting in front, I can probably maybe push it to maybe 2 a week, but we'll see. Because we are working people. Got to go out to work and be ordinary people and yeah, all that crap. So we can't necessarily spend a lot of time on these, but we're going to try our best for you, get them out as quick as possible. So once that's filled in, that's going to be a cargo area. This is the kind of room where you can put your own stamp on it. So Will's just turned up. He's really good at doing that, turning up mid-video. He always likes to let me do a bit of work first.
I actually don't know what you're on about, Pips.
I think you do.
No, I've come up because this is quite a hard video, so I'm just going to come in and we're just going to try and get through this together, aren't we, Pips, with this one?
This bit's the easy bit.
So you see Pips has just put the wall in. This white wall needs to go all the way around each area, so it just gives it better detail really, rather than seeing the inside of the hull.
Yeah.
You'll see where we're just putting that wall in there. That's going to go all the way around each part of this, and then this is going to be the cargo hold.
Yeah, cargo hold, yeah.
So right, let's get on with this. So you see on our video, we're just popping in all the blocks ready for the walls that go in all the way around. As mentioned before in the previous videos, we do value your comments. We did have a comment from a viewer, and we actually replied back to that in that video, and we're explaining why we built our bulkheads slightly different to what is actually there. It just makes it easier. We're working in Minecraft blocks, so anything to make it as easy as possible for us. I mean, we're not Titanic experts, but we definitely value your comments 100%. So yeah, Pips has already mentioned at the start of the video, this one is quite a tricky video. We're doing the easier part first for you so that you're not mind boggled, because us trying to work out how we actually rebuilt this, it was difficult, wasn't it, Pips?
Very.
We spent a good couple of hours on this prior to it to actually get things written down. I mean, Pips has got a big long list sat right beside her, ready to go through all the numbers of the blocks, and yeah. So the next half of the video is definitely going to be a challenge. You can see I'm just on there with Pips at the moment, but as I'm at Pips's house, I'm not on my true Scottish skin, as you can see. I'm not my Scottish person, so, but just helping out on this video when we recorded it, of course. I mean, we're actually ad-libbing over it now.
Yeah, this was actually done before Christmas, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
The footage.
The footage we recorded, we did that before Christmas, and now we're just cracking on with the rest of it. So you'll see now Pips is just getting some stuff in her inventory ready for just filling out for some cargo. We're just putting little boxes around. I mean, there is a part in the ship where we do change the flooring, because underneath that floor you don't really see it, so we made it look like it's pallets.
Yeah, they were sat on pallets.
So we will show you how to do that when it comes to that part of the storage. That's down near where the post office is. That's at the other end of the ship. So, but yeah, we will go through all that. You can just see we're just popping some crates and ender chests and stuff, and just whatever you want. I mean, this, you can literally just make this however you want it, really, guys. So have some fun with it. You could even design a little car if you want, because there were cars in this area. It's just we didn't put them in our Titanic, did we, Pips?
No.
I mean, we spent that much on the actual internal design. We didn't want to be designing cars and all that lot. So yeah, you can see we're just filling all this in. You can make this your own, and then after we've done this, we pop roof on top of it. This is so easy, this part. It's just the next part with the Fireman's Passage and the staircase.
Yes,
It's going to be...
It's that bit.
It's the dreaded bit, unfortunately.
Make sure you grab a coffee or a tea or a crate of ale first.
Yeah, just try not to watch this video. Try and like follow this tutorial if you are not ready to be immersed with lots of details and numbers and things. You need to be fresh faced for this, I would recommend, definitely. So if you want to maybe do the first part of the video and then come back to the next part, maybe another day or after an hour or so, whatever, that I think that probably would be better, because that's why we're trying to split this video up into 2 parts. Yep, so now you can see Pipkin's just filling in the remainder of this floor. So basically we're just going to speed the video up in a second, and we're going to get it all filled in, and then we're moving on to the next section, which is in the next bulkhead. We will go through that once we've gone to that part in the video. So if you are finishing on this part for now and then coming back later on, after the fade's gone through and we've gone to the next bulkhead, you may as well pause the video or come back to it later on. As you can see, literally just fill the floor in, and that's it. We're moving on then. We'll see you in a couple of minutes. So you can see we've just done a bit of light work there while we sped up the video. You'll just see that we've just filled in that floor now. We're going to move into between bulkhead B and bulkhead C, and we're just going to fade into that part now and ready for that. See you soon! Right, welcome back. So you're going to be in between bulkhead B and C for this part. We're just going to fly down. As always, in these parts, we want to put a wall in. So we're just doing it on this wall because this is the only part you see. So you want to use your white concrete block, or what?
I couldn't get the thing on it.
Yeah, we couldn't select the item that we wanted. So you just want to basically just wall in this and cover up your bulkhead. That's your first job for this part. And then I've got some notes with me. We're going to go through the notes and get you some placement blocks ready for the outer casing of the stairs. That's what we're going to put your blocks up for now. And the actual inner casing of the tunnel, which is actually the Fireman's Passage. Okay, so for this part you want to be facing the front end of the ship, and you want to be on the left hand side. From there you want to go 8 blocks, and on that 8th block is your first wall piece. So you put that on there, and then you want to go 4 blocks to your right, so you've got 5 blocks in total in that section. Then you want to go forward by 3 blocks, and then to your left by 2. Then you want to continue that wall to your right hand side. That goes right up to your bulkhead on the right hand side, so that's your bulkhead C. And then, as you can see, we've already taken our 3x3 wall section out because that's the continuation of the tunnel that goes to the next bulkhead. Okay, so the next part of this is your mirror image, so they're literally identical. You want to go your 8 blocks again on your 8th block, that's your wall piece. Turn to your left and you want to go 4 wall pieces, so you've got 5 in total there. Then you want to go 3 forward and 2 to your right this time. And then on your left, you want to bring that wall right up to your bulkhead. That finishes that part of the Fireman's Passage. Okay, so this is the part now where we're going to start building the columns and the outer walls ready for the staircase. You'll see Pips is just coming in, she's just going to put a single staircase in. That's just for our reference. You put that in as well, and then we know what we're coming back to when we get back. So, to the right of your first staircase, so we're using our right hand side, you want to put 2 blocks like we've just done here. This is a column that's going to go right up to E deck. So you'll see on both sides, Pips is just showing us now on the camera, these columns are going to go all the way up to E deck, and we want to put a sign on it. We're doing this now just as Pipkin's putting it all in. This just makes it easier for when we're ready to put the staircases in place. It just makes it easier for positioning and placing the staircases.
Yeah, because we tried it without first, didn't we? And it just was not working.
It was, yeah, it makes it so much easier. And if anything, it gives you more, once we put these walls in as well, it gives you a bit more perspective of what actually it's going to look like, because we hadn't actually seen it like this, because all the decks were all covered in at that point, weren't they? So okay, so you just see, I didn't mention that the sign that Pipkin just put in, this column that we've just put in now is going up to E deck. So you only do this up to E deck, so both columns to E deck at that point, and then when we do the outer wall, which we are going to get to next, that's going all the way up to D deck, because that's going to encase all the staircase that we've put on now. So while we're just doing this, you can watch through your video and just we'll show you what we're doing. I'm just going to fill a little bit of the blank space in so that at least you're not bored or whatever. So basically the Fireman's Passage was used by the boiler men, the people who put all the coal into the from the bunkers into the boilers ready to be burnt to make the steam. This is how they got to work, basically, because at the front end of the ship is where their quarters were. We're going to get to that in the next few videos, where we start like kitting all that out and everything after we've done all engine reciprocator and all that lot. So when we get to that point, we'll show you where their accommodation is. And basically the Fireman's Passage is the set of stairs that feeds into all their accommodation, and basically it's how they get to work. They come through under the belly of the ship, right at the bottom of the ship, and that feeds them right the way through the 2 sets of tunnels that go through the 2 bulkheads. That feeds them to go to work, basically. It starts at the boiler room and then works their way back. So yeah, this is a little bit of history on the Fireman's Passage that we're doing.
So don't forget, your inner column is going up to E deck, and this outer column, which you'll need to do on both sides, is going up to D deck.
Just don't forget, guys, when you're doing this tutorial, when you're at this video, just message us. Pips gets notifications and messages. If you're struggling on any part, we'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Bear in mind, we do work, so if we don't reply right away, you might have to bear with us occasionally, but usually we will reply, or Pips can ask me and I can reply if needed. So if you do have any issues, just tell us, or if you think that there's anything we could do better within our videos. I know that we're trying to fill in a lot of the blank space, because a lot of it is just placing the blocks, and you can see us doing that. So if you have any suggestions of anything you want us to talk about, we can do some research, or we might know some stuff. Ask some questions, or ask us to tell you about different parts of the ship. We don't mind doing that, definitely not.
Yeah, we'd rather you say something than just stay stuck on it. We know that this is quite a confusing part to do. So definitely, leave a message or a comment. That's fine.
Right, okay, so we're just doing this last part of the column here. So you'll have it built exactly like we have in this section. We're just going to pull his camera out and pan it out. You should have something that looks like this. Remember that your first column that's on the inside is only up to E deck, and your outer columns, your two wall pieces, they're going to be up to D deck. Now we'll get on to the next part. We're going to do the front wall, which is the wall that's facing us to cover up the bulkhead. We'll go through that in the next part. We're back. Just had a bit of a break so we can get a bit of a drink and stuff, because we're just nagging that much. Well, I am. Pipkin can't get a word in edgeways, can you?
Nope.
So you can just see now, we're just filling in the back wall. So you want to, when you're facing the front of the ship, towards the front, that's the bulkhead wall. We need to cover that bulkhead wall up with your white concrete. So you're doing it on each deck, right up to the top, right up to D deck. You'll see me at the top. I'm starting from top downwards. So literally, this is all you're doing for that, and then we are on to the part where we're doing the stairs. Now, we've talked about this Pips thinks it might be better, if she were following a tutorial, she thinks that you'd probably be better actually following us and watching the video rather than listening to us. Pips is going to give directions verbally, and also we're going to do it at the same time, so it just depends how you want to do it, but we recommend maybe watching the video as you're doing it and just keep pausing it. We're going to do it as...
Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll probably pause it at every step pretty much.
Yeah, so we're going to get straight on to do the stairs now, so that's it. Let's crack on.
Right, here we go. Straight into it. So you've got a stair piece already. So you want to make that into 2. And then it's a flat piece. And then left 1 step. Then 1 flat. Then left 2 steps. And then a flat. Then left 1 step. 1 flat. Then left 2 steps. And then a flat. Left 1 step. 1 flat. Then left 2 steps. And then a flat. Then 1 right wood step that will lead onto G deck. So from there, from that middle block there, you go left 1 step with your white block, and then a flat, and then left 2 steps, and then a flat, left 1 step, and then a flat, left 1 step, and then 2 flats in front of that, then left 1 step, then 1 flat in front of that, and then right by 2 white blocks that leads onto F deck. Then you go in left 2 steps, and then a flat, left 1 step, and then a flat, left 1 step, then 2 flats in front of that, and then left 1 step, and that's going to lead onto E deck. And then just fill a bit of the floor in there. So we're just going to come out a bit. It should start looking something like that. So what we're going to do is do the exact same on the other side. So the same again, you start with 2 steps to begin with. So, and then it's a flat, and then right 1 step, 1 flat, right 2 steps, 1 flat, right 1 step, and then a flat, and then right 2 steps, and then a flat, right 1 step, and then a flat, and then right 2 steps, and then a flat in front of that, then 1 left wood step leading onto G deck, just like we did on the other side. And then you go right 1 step, and then a flat, then right 2 steps, and a flat, right one step and a flat, right one step, then two flats in front of that, then right one step, then one flat in front of that which is already there. So it's right two steps, one flat, right one step, and then a flat, right one step, then two flats in front of that, and then right one step that leads onto E deck. And now you can take a deep breath, because that is the worst bit done, and I've literally just thrown my notes across the room because I am so glad to be done with that.
We'll burn them tonight, Pips.
Hopefully never have to revisit that.
I hope not. So you can see we're just pan camera out, we're just showing you what you should have. I mean, make sure you ask any questions or just ask us for some help, but I think you'll be alright with this. The next part of the video, we're just going to build all the next walls up and all the interior walls. We'll show you how to do that. Okay, so we're on now with the interior walls that we're just talking about a couple of minutes ago. So Pipkin's just going to fly down, and basically what we want you to do now is fill in this L shape here. So it's 5 blocks, and that's going to go up as high as you can as possible.
That bit doesn't, that stays under the stair though.
So it's the L shape of 4 blocks that literally goes up, right up to the top to E deck. Goes E deck, doesn't it?
No, D deck. All the way up, yeah.
Apologies, it goes to D deck. Okay, we're back. You just seen we just whizzed through that last section. Basically, you're just replicating the right hand side now. You see Pip popping these blocks in this L shape. So it's just 4 blocks. That goes right up to the top of D deck again. We'll just whiz through it again, just speed it up a bit. You'll see what we're doing. We'll see in a couple of seconds. Okay guys, so you see we just whizzed through that last section. So you'll have your L shape right up to the top of D deck. You'll see we're just flying down now. You'll see this area that we left is actually going to be filled in. You're just filling that right up to the top as well. That just basically finishes off so your staircase has got an inner wall all the way around as it goes up. You do that on both sections. You'll also see that on this section that we're on the right, we didn't fill under the bottom staircase. We'll go to it in a sec. You'll see that that needs filling in like we did on the left hand side as well. And that's so easy peasy. We're actually nearly done now with the staircase in. We just got to put another few walls in around the top bits, and that's it, it's all done. Right guys, so we're nearly there. Honestly, the video is nearly complete. We're just gonna pop the all-up deck in. So you might not have this, guys, because we actually put this in between filming, I think, didn't we, Pips? So this needs to be another floor blocks down from G deck into G deck, yeah. And that's the all up deck. That's actually a cargo hold in this point. So what you're doing here is you're just finishing off your floors, because each one of these staircases is going to go onto a separate floor. So yeah, you'll just see Pips is popping the floor blocks in there. So that's your areas where we were talking about earlier, the areas where the firemen and all the other types of people that worked within Titanic, that's where they would go. So that's their areas, their levels basically. So yeah, just pop all your floors on exactly like we've done. Remember, just pop us a question down in comments. Make sure you like and subscribe as well. We keep forgetting to say that. We will like you to like and subscribe, and if you've got any friends who are into Minecraft as well, let them know what we're doing. I mean, it's going to be so much fun to build the Titanic. I mean, you're going to have to be in it for the long haul, guys, because there's going to be a lot of videos, but there you go. we've kind of completed this Fireman's Passage staircase anyway. What we're going to do now in the next part of the video is we're going to actually complete the tunnel, so we're going to show you that now. Right, so the next thing we're going to do, guys, is we're going to complete the tunnel. So that's the sections in between the bulkheads that the workmen would walk through to get to the next part of their area that they're working at. So from this point you want to go 3 blocks up on your left hand side, and then it's a 4 blocks to your right hand side, and then down 2. That's going to create your square. We're going to follow that square right up to the bulkhead, but for this point now we're just going to create your ceiling, which is just basically filling in all the rest of it up to that bulkhead to your behind us at the moment. You'll just see there Pip's just filled in that staircase. That's the blocks that's under that staircase is what we didn't fill back. I did say earlier that we're going to come back to that. That's that point there. So you'll just see it's basically flattening that out and making that look a bit more aesthetically pleasing, so it doesn't look a bit rubbish. So you see a few parts in this video we do checkers work. It's because we're trying to follow our own design. We're having to go back to the old chip and then back and forwards. But that's exactly how you'll see it. You just want a 2-gap opening at the top of your staircase, and the rest of it is covered. So as you come back to this end, this is your other end. You want to go 2 blocks up, and on your 3rd block is where you're going to join up. This is your roof of your tunnel. So you're just doing exactly what we're doing there, and you will have already had your 3 blocks taken out with that bulkhead. Can you see around there? And then basically all you're doing is walling that within. So you're going to have a 4x4x4 wall, and it's going to encase you in a 3x3 block, and that's basically your Fireman's Passage. You just see, I mean, this is relatively straightforward. We wanted to break the video up into different sections, so we've done all the main hard work with the staircase, which I know some of you might have found a little bit laborious, but this is the easiest part now. So you see, this, we're just encasing this. Pip's going to put last few blocks in, and this is exactly what we want you to have on your video, on your actual Minecraft, apologies. And basically all you're doing now is you're following this from bulkhead C to bulkhead D now. This is going right the way along, the same principle. We're just not going to put a 3x3 hole in there. We're going to put a single hole because that's going to be one of your watertight compartment doors, and that's how you get into the next point. That's going to be your first boiler room. You're just doing exactly the same. So it's going to be a 4 high here, and then the roof on the top, and then another 4 wall high on the other side behind us. And that's it. Simple, simple. So yeah, you'll just see we're encasing this 3x3 blocks. Pipkin is still here, aren't you, Pips?
Yeah, not that I can get a word in.
Yeah, but I kind of just start talking and then don't shut up, so yeah. Pips is sat beside me, but yeah, I'm just not letting out a word in edgeways, unfortunately. So you've got me today, guys, unfortunately. It's not unfortunate.
Just rename the channel, it's fine.
So you see, we're just popping a wall around that. That just makes it look a bit more aesthetically pleasing as well. You're just popping your ceiling on again, and then in the next part we're just going to pop some on your roll-up deck again. We're going to pop another floor on there, which encases all this area. This area is redundant space after that, and then that'll encase that area, and that's it. It's all done then. And then we'll just pop some cargo in some of the cargo holds. You'll see we're just covering up that bulkhead. We did it because it looks aesthetically pleasing. They probably didn't have that in the real Titanic. It probably will have been a wall with a door again, but we've done it as a whole tunnel just so you can run through it. Makes it easier to get around ship as well. And then this is your first boiler room that we're in now. So we're going to get to that in the next video. But prior to that, we're going to go and fly over, and we're going to pop some all-up decks in. You'll see that in a sec. And then we're just going to pop some more cargo. You'll see we've put little blue markers. You might see them in our videos. It's just so we know what we're up to. And we've left little signs for ourselves just for our own reference. But you'll see 4 blocks down is your roll-up deck. And that's where the cargo hold is. We didn't tell you to put this in on this point because we did redo this, didn't we, Pips?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this is where you're going to need to do this because basically you haven't done this at this point. So we're just doing it for you now to show you. So from your G deck, you want to count 4 blocks down, and then that's your roll-up deck. Pop that in at this point now, and then you're going to literally fill it in. You can see I'm just helping Pips there. I'm not on my normal skin, no, my Scottish skin. but we're just going to literally fill that in. Okay guys, so we just whizzed through that floor. So like in the other section, the front end section of the ship where we put the cargo in earlier, literally just go to town on it. You can do whatever you want, make some nice creations. It's your space to make your own basically in tip pips. You can just do whatever you want. What we did in this area is we put white walls on it like we did at the front of the ship. We white walled the whole area. That's optional. I mean, if you don't want to do that, if you want to save a bit of time, by all means do that. If not, then do whatever you want to do. Whatever suits you. It's your build as well, guys. So do what you want to do.
Yeah, so obviously as soon as you've done that, you can put the ceiling on the top.
We're just going to speed through this next part as well for you, just because you kind of know what we're doing now. So we're just going to do a quick speed up, and then we're just going to go through everything else in the next part of the video. We'll see you soon. Okay guys, so we're back. I hope you're enjoying the video so far. We are actually nearly towards the end of the video. So the next part, we're going to go into the first section where we built the staircase. And it's exactly the same, guys. We're going to pop a roof on to cover the actual tunnel for the workmen. So that's literally just popping the roof on top. We'll speed up the video again just because it saves time for us, and then also you as well, because you don't really need to watch this part. You know what you're doing. So just fill in that roof all the way up, and we'll see you in a sec. So now you will have covered up your fireman's tunnel, the first part of your fireman's passage. It'll look like that. This is basically another cargo area, so you can just go to town on it, do whatever you want, build some nice creations, cars, etc.
Yeah, and don't forget, you can wall it off with your white walls, but is it optional in this section, or...?
Yeah, it's optional in most of the cargo sections, I'd say. It just depends what you want to do, whether you want to have your hull showing or you want to have it nice and looking pretty. It's up to you.
We walled it off, didn't we?
Yeah, we walled this off.
I think we walled everywhere.
Yeah, we did it all properly. We like that. I think it does look better when you're showing people around it, I think.
It looks a bit more finished.
Yeah. So we're just gonna, you can see we're just gonna speed video up again, because once you've done your cargo and you've done it to however you want it, and you put all your things in, you just pop in another roof on the top of this, and that's it. We're done with today's video. So we'll just speed this up, and then we'll be back with you in a second. Right, and we are done for today's video. And just look what you've achieved, guys. Be really proud of yourself. I mean, I know it's been a long-winded video, but you've finished the fireman's passage and staircase. So really well done. We'll see you in the next video. Pips is just going to wind down for you now.
Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe and tell your friends about it, because if they like Minecraft, they might enjoy building this as well. The next part is going to be part 4, which is the first boiler room. And we're looking forward to seeing you then. Bye for now.
See you later.